Pregnant, nauseous, constipated, and don't know what to eat for breakfast? Stay tuned and I'll share 6 of my favourite brekkie ideas with you and explain why they're a good option. So, have you got any nutrition questions for us today?
What would be the best breakfast when you're pregnant? Maybe.
Oh, great question. This is a question that I commonly hear from pregnant mums. Even if you're usually a good breakfast eater, it can be difficult to know what to eat for breakfast when you're pregnant. However, my answer is actually a question. What's your goal? You see, a good pregnancy breakfast is going to be very different from one person to the next. For example, someone who's experiencing terrible morning sickness will benefit from a different breakfast to someone who has gestational diabetes. More than likely, your goal will change throughout your pregnancy, so what you eat for brekkie may need to change throughout your pregnancy too. Let's have a look at a few suggestions. Firstly, if you have gestational diabetes, the goal is to have a carbohydrate-containing breakfast that has a low glycemic index so that the carbohydrates will break down slowly throughout the morning. Your breakfast choice will depend on what your fasting blood glucose levels are like, but for most women, I'd recommend around half a cup of raw oats topped with full cream milk and slices of banana or a handful of berries. The reason why this is such a good choice is that oats have a very low glycemic index, so that they break down slowly. You may be interested in why I opted for full cream milk. If you were sitting in front of me, I'd base my recommendations around your weight goals. Obviously, full cream milk contains more calories than skim milk, but the fat makes it lower GI. The reason that I'd add the fruit is that it is slightly higher in GI so that your body can start utilising the carbs in that first while your body digests the rest of the meal. Clever, hey? Most of the women I work with are busy. They're working and or looking after other kids, trying to prepare for their new arrival and exhausted from their pregnancy. If this is you, I know that even having breakfast can be challenging. For you, I'd recommend a tub of bircher muesli. I love bircher muesli because it can be made in large batches, then scooped into mini containers so that all you need to do is grab it out of the fridge and eat it on the run. Now there's many different bircher muesli recipes available. I've got a few on my website, melaniemcgrice.com, that you can check out if you like. But one of my favourites is simply to mix 2 cups of muesli. So here we go. With a tub of Greek yogurt. So about 200 mils you're looking for. Okay, and then I throw in a punnet of blueberries, a punnet of raspberries, about 2 tablespoons of flaked almonds, I should mention while I'm doing this is with the muesli, I like to use a Swiss muesli rather than a toasted muesli because it's going to be lower in fat. And I use the muesli that's pre-made. You can add all of the ingredients separately, but again, you want to be quick and easy and make things as quickly as you can. So that just helps to save a lot of time. So then I throw in about a teaspoon of cinnamon and about half a cup of apple juice. And then all you have to do is mix that together in your bowl and then portion it out. It's quick to make, and there's no prep needed in the mornings when you're the most busy. My third recommendation is for women who are struggling with constipation. Try a couple of slices of fruit toast spread with cottage cheese. You want to invest in a good quality fruit toast that has lots of dried fruit. Dried fruit is high in fibre and helps to draw water into the bowel to make going to the loo a little bit easier. The cottage cheese isn't so much for your bowels, but just because it's a healthier option than butter or margarine, and it tastes great. Most women experience heartburn later in the day, but if yours is really bad and you're experiencing it in the morning too, try having a smoothie for breakfast. The milk in the smoothie settles the acid in your chest, and being a liquid, it moves down through your esophagus more easily. You can use any recipe you like, but I'd recommend mixing 250 ml of cow's milk with 100 grams of Greek yogurt, 1 small banana and 3 tablespoons of oats. Mix it in the blender and drink. If you're trying to avoid gaining too much weight during your pregnancy, I'd suggest some porridge made with skim milk. If you have time, try to use the traditional oats instead of the instant oats, and avoid the flavoured sachets which often contain additional calories. You really just want 1/3 cup of oats. Pop them into a saucepan, add 1/2 cup of milk, then stir until it's just about to boil. Then turn down the heat and let it simmer for about 5 minutes while the oats absorb all of the milk. Make sure that you use skim milk, as this has got less calories than full cream milk. Once it's ready, pour it into a bowl and sprinkle with some cinnamon to add some sweetness without the added calories of sugar or honey. This brekkie is low in calories and filling, so you won't be tempted by high kilojoule snacks throughout the morning. If your baby is on the smaller side, you may need to increase your calorie intake. The best way to do this is to increase your intake of good fats. So I'd recommend some smashed avo on toast. Simply toast a couple of slices of wholemeal bread, then while they're in the toaster, dice an avocado and squeeze some lemon juice on top of it. Mix together, then pile on top of your toast. Breakfast is served. If you're experiencing terrible morning sickness, you may be struggling to eat breakfast. Most women crave salt and carbohydrates when they're nauseous, but instead of turning to biscuits or chips, try a slice of wholemeal toast spread with a yeast spread like Vegemite. I'd recommend giving grainy toast a miss if you're feeling really awful, as you want a higher GI carbohydrate, so that's why I'd recommend opting for wholemeal or even white. The yeast spread provides B vitamins and salt, which will help to reduce your nausea. Well, I hope you found these suggestions helpful. You'll find more breakfast suggestions in my pregnancy meal plan, which can be downloaded at melaniemcgrice.com/pregnancy. And please feel free to ask any questions that you have in the comments below. I'm here to help. And don't forget to subscribe for more pregnancy nutrition tips. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to start. Getting some oxygen. Oh, did you hear that click? And don't forget it. I don't even know how I did that. I can do it again if I tried. Righty, let's do it.